Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. A mother in Suzhou learns proper ways to educate and change her rebellious daughter. A stem cell transplant receiver meets her life-saving donor in Taiwan. A Tzu Chi volunteer represents Dharma Master Cheng Yen to receive an award in Thailand. In China, a class for parents at the Suzhou Jingsi Book and Cafe officially began in 2014. Over the years, many parents have learned innovative ways to educate their children. In our next report, we meet a mother who originally had trouble with a rebellious daughter, but after attending the class, she has changed the manner of education and successfully guided her daughter to walk the right path.
Every time I went to the bar to have some fun, my mother would go out and look for me every night.
Back then, she was reluctant to study, so I had her stay at home. I even gave up on my career and sleep. I tried everything possible to guide her back to the path of righteousness, but it was in vain after more than a year's effort.
The suffering of these parents lies in that they forgot they have the ability to love their children. But if love is not handled well, it will become a hindrance to both the parents and children. I'm just trying to remove the hindrance for them.
Teacher Xu gave me some instructions after class. She said that my daughter had not yet got rid of her bad karma. The only thing I should do was to pay attention to her, but not care for her. This way she will be back someday.
Now I just want to gradually change myself and go back to school. I will study hard at school as I will no longer skip classes like before. I will try my best to be an obedient child and not to worry my mother anymore. Mom, I love you.
From being not mature enough to becoming a thoughtful child, now she's willing to come with me to volunteer with Tzu Chi. Through this dedication, we have gained rewards, which we cannot buy with money.
Team at Northern Taiwan chapter once again went to remote areas in New Taipei to conduct home visits. Besides reminding the seniors to take their medication regularly, volunteers ensured that they were both physically and mentally healthy.
Tzu Chi's monthly free medical services in Sanzhen, New Taipei, bring the medical team and local residents closer together.
When we came last month, she was reluctant to accept our medical services. It was not until we persuaded her and encouraged her was she willing to come out of her room. But to our surprise, she felt very happy when we visited her today. She was more willing to talk with us, either about her personal secrets or family affairs. We also felt very happy.
After the doctor found Lin Jinshui's toes were injured, he immediately helped him apply ointment and a bandage. When medical professionals checked the solitary senior's pill box, they found the grandpa forgot to take medications for one day. Elders are a treasure.
In fact, when we conduct home visits, the things that doctors can do are limited. It's Tzu Chi volunteers who do almost everything to care for these patients. We should come very often to ensure they are mentally healthy.
Each one of the elders is taken care of by TIMA members.
23-year-old He Yunxuan was diagnosed with severe aplastic anemia during the last year in college in the U.S. Since then, she faced endless medical treatments. She Yaru, who donated bone marrow to her, gave her a second chance at life. 6 years after the bone marrow transplantation, they finally met and celebrated this selfless love that connected two strangers together.
也觉得很神奇，我们就是这么多人，我们居然可以相容。
昀軒 has waited for this hug for 6 years. She has never thought of how her life can be so fragile yet so strong at the same time.
At first, I feel strange because I often panted and I slept a lot. Also, I feel nauseous often. My mother insisted that I come back to Taiwan and undergo a health checkup. As soon as my results was out, the doctor called me back immediately, saying that my situation is bad.
The year she found out about her illness, she was only 23. She was studying design in the U.S. and is 1 semester away from graduating. She was getting ready to pursue a good future when she faced this challenge in life.
The moments I just feel like there's nothing I can do, doctors suggested me to have a transplant because my heart was starting to fail and it was not going to last long.
However, the process to find a matching donor was not so smooth. She didn't see her destined donor until the second match. The tiny noodle shop is the busiest during lunch hours. This is where Xie Yaru works. She signed up to be a donor unintentionally 14 years ago, and their fate was then intertwined.
I was shocked and also afraid because I'm scared of the needle. However, I thought that if I don't help this girl, I can't imagine what would happen to her. The temporary pain can save a person's life, and it was well worth it. This is how they extract the stem cells. They will pump the blood inside and suck the stem cells out.
Perhaps because she is already a mother herself, she has seen life in a more profound meanings.
Life is priceless. I want to tell her that what I did was just a minor favor. The important thing is for her to live her second life well. I hope she can be safe and sound and cherish her life.
They were connected in a 1 in a million chance. Cherishing her second life is the best way for昀軒to express her gratitude.
I feel like seeing the lights of hope. It's dramatic to put it this way, but it was how I felt. Life is short, so I enjoy it to the fullest. If you encounter any sadness, just leave it behind and try not to think about it tomorrow.
During the winter months, the weather will gradually become colder. To prepare for the winter season, traditional Chinese medicine practitioners recommended eating dry logans, which is rich in both iron and minerals. It's believed that the optimal amount is consuming 2 per day. This can help one achieve good health effects in the long run. Let's see what the doctors have to say about the pros and cons of this fruit.
During the winter season, it's very important to stay warm, eat well, reserve one's energy, and prepare for the coming year.
Winter is the time for the body to recuperate. It's when our level of activity slowly calms down. Many times it is due to the colder temperature, so it's important to keep our bodies warm at all times. Another crucial task is to replenish the body with plenty of healthy food items. It just means that one must listen to our body's cues and respond accordingly, making sure it's at good level of comfort.
From the traditional Chinese medicine's point of view, it's believed that one must take good care of their health during winter in order to avoid sickness in the coming year. As far as food items go, the longan, which is rich in iron and minerals, has a high nutritional value. However, patients with chronic illnesses should pay special attention.
For people with diabetes, the consumption of dried longan should be at a minimum, because dried longan contains a very high level of potassium.
It's not just patients with chronic illnesses that need to watch out for dried longan. Individuals that have a damp heat constitution or eat too much at a time should also stay away from this particular fruit.
Dried longan is considered to be something one eats to heat the body from the inside out, which is why it's good to consume during the winter months. When chewing this particular fruit, we just need to have more saliva. Chewing it slowly, others generally bite it around 30 times, then you would just bite it more, like 50 times. This is a great way for the saliva to be all mixed in, which helps our body to warm up a bit more. When our body retains more water, it has a better heat preservation effect.
The dry longan belongs in the fruit family and it has a high sugar content. That's why one should not exceed 10 per day to avoid putting too much burden on the body. TCM doctors recommend that consuming 2 dry logans each day can achieve optimal health benefits in the long run.
Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan for the very first time teamed up and traveled to Mozambique to care for people in need. They conducted a rice distribution with local children performing a traditional dance to welcome them. In addition, when volunteers visited the first local volunteer in the area, this volunteer took out the most precious food in her home to share with everyone.
Wearing the gray skirts made of rice bags and performing the traditional dance, children in Mozambique are happily welcoming the arrival of Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan. This is the second rice distribution in the area. Local residents are singing and waiting in an orderly fashion for the events to begin. Unlike other places, each bag of the rice is delivered personally to care recipients. The volunteers walk in single file, accompanied by song. After distributing the rice, volunteers receive endless expression of gratitude. Inspired by the enthusiasm of Mozambican people, on their way to visit the first local volunteer, Amelia, Tzu Chi volunteers taught everyone this Taiwanese song.
Continue sing your song. I'll fit into today. Okay. Make it nice. Okay.
Amelia's home was built with clay and thatch, with nothing left in the house. Outside the house, her granddaughter uses the sand on the ground to brush the pots. Amelia even took out the most precious food in her home to treat the guests who came afar. For the very first time, Tzu Chi teamed up to come to South Africa to care for the needy. In Mozambique, Tzu Chi also signed an MOU with the Matola government. They will join hands to build a dye village and this elementary school.
In Thailand, Nation Building Institute has recently held its first Nation Building Award presentation. Dharma Master Cheng Yen is among the 7 foreign award winners. A Thailand Tzu Chi volunteer received the award on Master Cheng Yen's behalf and remarked that she hopes Tzu Chi's work will inspire more people's love in the world.
The major event tonight is for also the international leaders in the world, in the public sector, private sector, and people sector, both the award for lifetime achievement for nation building.
At the first Nation Building Award presentation by Nation Building Institute, Dharma Master Cheng Yen is one of the 7 foreign award winners.
We are grateful to the Nation Building Institutes for recognizing Tzu Chi. We are grateful that Master Cheng Yen has founded Tzu Chi. For 53 years, the foundation's footprints of love has been seen, inspiring more people's love. Therefore, people can walk the Bodhisattva path in the world.
Tzu Chi Foundation, which was founded first to carry out charity mission, has been around for more than half a century. Currently, its footprints are seen in 97 countries, and the volunteers help those in need, regardless of religious beliefs, ethnicities, or skin color.
Textbooks are good and are necessary, but practical work is more important.
The award is a recognition of Tzu Chi volunteers' selfless giving. The volunteers will continue to help the less fortunate with love and warmth, spreading Tzu Chi spirit.
In Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers have been invited to lead some elementary school students to express their respect for the seniors in a town in Samut Prakan. When the students first met the seniors, they felt a bit embarrassed. However, with the encouragement of the volunteers, they expressed their love and care for the seniors, warming their hearts.
The children lead the seniors into the event venue and chatted with them pleasantly. Highland Tzu Chi volunteers have been invited to lead the students from the school in Samut Prakan to express their respect for the elderly.
Nowadays, people are really busy and they cannot practice filial piety like people in the past. We hope to rekindle our initial aspiration, our sincere filial piety.
These fifth graders kneel down to respectfully feed the seniors the food prepared by the volunteers.
My children have all grown up. Even when they were little, they never fed me like this. So I feel deeply touched by these children's gesture today.
I will be an obedient girl, listen to my parents' words. I will help them with household chores and will not let them worry.
Although these children are not related to the seniors, they've expressed love and respect through their interactions.
In the past, they never had such opportunities to serve. Therefore, everyone cherished this opportunity to serve the seniors with love and care. I can truly feel their sincerity.
Everyone's interaction was filled with warmth today. Although the students felt a bit awkward at the beginning, but with our encouragement, they all performed very well.
As the students expressed their love and care for the elderly, they've also found their pure nature and realized the importance of filial piety.
In Thailand in August, many parts of Muan have been flooded. After assessing the damages, Bangkok Tzu Chi volunteers have distributed emergent financial assistance in early September. In addition, the volunteers are planning to hold winter aid distributions for the local residents at the end of November. In preparing, the volunteers have conducted home visits.
November is the harvest season in Thailand's Muan. However, since many places were flooded in August, the amount of crops has declined. Therefore, the Tzu Chi Thailand chapter has decided to hold winter distributions in Muan this year.
We've used the equipment here to purify the water before. However, the equipment here no longer functions. Therefore, the water from the river has a lot of contaminants.
Upon seeing the Tzu Chi volunteers, the village chief told them that after the floods occurred, the quality of drinking water has been compromised. He hopes the volunteers will help out.
We are able to help them repair the electricity supply system. In addition, we'll also help them repair the broken water pumps so the villagers can have a good living environment.
Besides assessing the condition of the drinking water supply system, the volunteers also visited the residents one by one.
Later, we will deliver blankets. Although it is not a lot, but we hope to give you some warmth.
It's cold in the mornings and in the evenings. When I touched your grandma's hand, it felt cold. So we provided them with blankets, and they are very happy.
Since Muan is near the mountains, the temperature starts to drop in November. Therefore, Tzu Chi plans to provide winter supplies for 318 impoverished families.
Our villagers really need the supplies. In the past years, the government subsidies were less than 20%. However, this year our villagers are blessed as Tzu Chi volunteers are providing help.
The flooding incident has brought Tzu Chi volunteers to Muan, and they will continue to help the local residents by holding winter aid distributions.
This Tzu Chi recycling station in the old district of Petaling Jaya in Selangor has been established for 10 years. There are a group of senior volunteers who are enthusiastic about doing recycling. They've also used their wisdom to turn used goods to new and useful products. Volunteers seize the chance to do recycling rain or shine. This Tzu Chi recycling station in Petaling Jaya in Selangor gathered a group of enthusiastic volunteers.
Most of our volunteers are seniors who came to serve. They are very dedicated. One volunteer donated his truck to the recycling station so it can help us operate smoothly. We can transport a larger quantity of recycled goods with the car. It's very helpful.
Volunteers are not only creative but also skillful. They can turn recycled electronic products into a new usable material.
This fan, I fixed it with parts from other recycled goods. I can turn them into different products, no matter what kind of electronic products it was. I will find a way to clean it, repair it, or turn it into something useful to extend the life of resources.
Their joy comes from their devotion. Volunteers not only help protect the environment, but they've also enriched their mind.
You would discover that you can cultivate your blessings at the recycling station. I'm happier when I engage in recycling. When you put in more thought, you would find that it requires knowledge to sort garbage.
Volunteers use their free time to do meaningful acts and help live a more fulfilling life. Ondas is a festival in the Philippines for people to commemorate their ancestors in the cemetery. The family gathering often creates a large amount of garbage. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers have been promoting recycling in cemeteries since 2010. They hope that more people could learn to turn recycled goods into resources that can help the needy. Tzu Chi Philippine chapter promotes recycling in cemeteries on this holiday every year. This is the 9th year they do so. Ondas is a holiday for Philippines to honor their ancestors in the cemeteries.
Dharma Master Cheng Yen told us we may not be able to persuade them by our words, but through our actions. So we've been taking action for years. We are happy that the amount of recyclables we collected this year is lesser than last year's. Many stopped using disposable items.
It's nice that simple things like trash can be used, and at the same time, we could also help the needy.
Volunteers have stationed in cemeteries to set up recycling point as well as sorting recyclables from the garbage.
Every year we do recycling in cemeteries. We separate the garbage and recyclable goods, and we sell the recycled resources for charity. This not only lessens the garbage, but also helps those in need.
From my experience, I found out that through recycling, we can prevent floods caused by calamities during typhoon season. Trash wouldn't clog canals.
Ondas is not only a day for people to pay respect to their ancestors, but also a day to show appreciation to the earth through actions. Wuhan Tzu Chi volunteers in China hosted an event to promote vegetarianism to ease the burden of the earth. They invited a chef to prepare 12 vegetarian cuisines in hopes that more people can adopt a healthier diet. Thank you for watching today's Tzu Chi This Week, and we'll see you next time.